Yeah, my name's Rachel. I went on a break. It was after my treatment had finished, so it would have been May 2017, I think. Yeah, yeah, up at Sharpham. Well, I didn't spend any time actually in hospital. I had a mastectomy, but it was day surgery. So yeah, that was quite that felt quite brutal, really, to have that done and then just oh, off you go then. And no follow up at home at all, no district nurse follow up or anything. Um, yeah, that was quite difficult. So I'd been through all of the treatment. I had chemotherapy, or I had surgery first, then I had chemotherapy and radiotherapy. I'm a single mother, so I'd gone through that with very little support at all. I was just at home with my 16-year-old daughter trying to look after me, but obviously I was having to look after her as well. I was still having to do the parenting thing at the same time, and I'd got through all of that and managed to get back to work, but I was still feeling quite depressed, really, or at least that had set in, that post-cancer depression. And it just seemed like it would be a good opportunity to get away and be looked after, which I had really not had while I had cancer. I just had to keep going with all the responsibilities that I had, and this meant I could just leave them all behind for a little while and just have this lovely, lovely place and people cooking and feeding me, and some very good therapy type sessions, sitting around talking, um, and met some other lovely people as well. It was a beautiful, beautiful location. Two hot tubs. Yeah, two hot tubs outside on the decking, looking out across the Sharpham estuary. Uh, we spent a lot of time in the hot tubs, awful lot of time. And there was a swimming pool as well. You just walked across the field, and there was a little swimming pool which belonged to the people next door. So we used that quite a lot as well. It was like staying in a lovely hotel. Really lovely. I wouldn't say, even though my diagnosis was nearly 4 years ago now, my life hasn't gone back to normal in any way. I suffered really quite severely from anxiety and depression ever since then, mainly because of the hormonal effects of the sudden menopause. Um, and I'm still struggling. I lost my job. I haven't been able to work since. So I've had to find sort of strategies for coping with that, and meditation and mindfulness has definitely been one of them. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think looking back, I just have this lovely memory of being in such a beautiful place with other people who understood the experience, but also with people there who were um, treating us with kindness and generosity and gentleness and all those kind of things that when you go through cancer you can just feel like you're just on this conveyor belt of treatment and nobody really sees you as an individual and all that kind of thing. So just that feeling of, oh, I'm being nurtured here. And it's, I suppose, yes, it's in a little bubble in my mind as being this lovely time which is really precious to me. Yeah, yeah. I think Yeah, I think I have, since the cancer experience, I think I have built up a whole sort of memory bank of good, positive, life affirming things that have been offered to me, really, and that I've accepted, which is not something I would have done in the past. I probably would have been much more closed off to it. But um, so I have a sort of little um, filing cabinet in my mind of lovely experiences that I've had that I can draw on when I go back into a place of feeling like, God, everything's really awful and all of this stuff is being dumped on me and why is this all happening? And I think, oh yeah, but hang on a minute, you had that lovely experience and these people were there, just offering kindness and understanding and all of that kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah, so it definitely helped a lot. The partner of one of the other women with cancer who came with her, who lived in Chudley actually, was a musician, saxophonist, and one evening we were all in the hot tub, and he played the saxophone. So we were all sitting there under the stars in this hot tub, and he was playing away on the saxophone, which was just lovely. And the other thing I remember really well was we had an evening where Skylark came to sing for us, and we just sat round, and yeah, that was beautiful as well. Just lovely. Music's very powerful, isn't it? And spiritual health, mental health, all that kind of thing. And the food was great. And I do so much cooking, or at least at that point I did, because I was still living with my daughters, and also I used to work as a cook at Sands School. So I do so much cooking. So to have somebody just put the plate in front of you and it's nice food, that was that was a real treat. Not have to wash up after. No, and to have a nice room on my own. I had one of the ground floor rooms that had a door opening straight out onto the decking where the hot tub was, and that felt great because I need a lot of space to retreat on my own, and that room was lovely. And I also, another memory I have is of walking out from Sharpham Barton and up to the natural grave burial ground up at Sharpham, and a friend of mine had been buried there, an elderly woman. I'd been to her funeral, probably only 2 or 3 weeks before that, actually. And I got up really, really early one morning, beautiful morning, and I walked up there and I sat next to her grave. This is going to make me cry. I sat next to her grave, which looked right out. She had one of the ones down at the bottom, looking out across the river. And I just sat and sang to her. And it was just a lovely, quiet, beautiful moment in a lovely spot. And then I went back and joined in again. And it was a lovely balance of alone time to reflect and then time to come back and be with people. But there was never any pressure to be in company. If I felt I needed time on my own, that was also fine. Yeah. Very well judged in terms of facilitation, and yeah.